It's coming up to 8:15 here on the BBC. You're listening to Georgey Tonight. Now, I am feeling a little bit flash this evening, looking at my diary. It is actually looking a bit bereft of fancy parties, though. Luckily, I'm being joined now by a man who can help. Nicholas Frankl is a 3-time Olympian. He runs My Yacht Group, and he throws parties for the rich and fabulous. And do you know what? He's featured tonight on Channel 4's How'd You Get So Rich? So, Nicholas Frankl, how'd you get so rich?
Well, good evening. Yes, it's actually Frankl, but it's Austro-Hungarian. But it's lovely to be with you.
And it's nice to be with you. Tell me a bit about your day job then.
Well, my day job probably sounds much more glamorous than it is, because it sounds like I just loaf around the world on super yachts and drinking Perrier-Jouet champagne and having a nice time. But actually also, we coordinate amazing brands who come and bring their guests, and we invite clients, and we do rent big super yachts, and we do go to nice locations. But we also, of course, have to stock the bar with ice and glasses and clean it and make sure it's fresh. And my sister and I, Annabelle, we get our hands pretty dirty most of the time.
You see, it's a bit of hard work involved in this. And how did you manage to go from Olympian to this job?
Well, it actually started at the Monaco Grand Prix with the Ferrari Formula One team back in 1997. And I noticed that there was a vacuum to bring luxury brands and aspirational brands together with high net worth, discerning, interesting people. And everybody, of course, wants to be on a super yacht at the Monaco Grand Prix. But you want to be with the right crowd. It's not just the size of the boat. It's the crowd that you're keeping that really counts. And my sister and I spend a lot of time curating the right sorts of people, which really brings an amazing, special family atmosphere to what is one of the world's greatest spectacles, I have to say, the Monaco Grand Prix. This year it'll be 75th anniversary.
And I suppose if you're on a boat in the harbour, you see the cars go round once at least, don't you? Or maybe twice.
We're right on the track on Key Kennedy, so you get to see the cars come past the entire race, and then you can look at the giant screen, and you can, of course, also go into the lounge of the yacht and watch one of the many television monitors with the British coverage. So it's a lovely way to enjoy a very social affair, drink fabulous champagne, eat smoked salmon, sun yourself, and look at a very spectacular event as hopefully Lewis Hamilton takes the flag once again.
And who are the most interesting people? Because you mentioned bringing interesting people together. Are you able to name drop, Nicholas?
It's not about necessarily name dropping. I mean, someone said to me, do you have a lot of celebrities on board? And I guess it depends upon your definition of a celebrity, because for me, celebrities are achievers. They're high achievers in whatever field that might be. They can be doctors, they can be nurses, they can be scientists, they can be politicians, they can be astronauts, like Buzz Aldrin, for instance, who's a big hero of mine. Those, for me, are interesting people. And if you succeed in any field in your life, then you tend to, of course, then attain some sort of social status, whatever that might be. And it's not just a question about how much is in your bank account, because quite frankly, if you fill up a super yacht with a bunch of wealthy people, it can be pretty boring. You want to have variety. You want to have some cool crowds, some models. Yes, the odd musician or Hollywood celebrity there as well to jazz things along. But it's not all about just A-listers and names that you'd necessarily recognise. But
I'm thinking, Nicholas, sorry to interrupt, but what about a BBC employee who happens to be on the network every 5 nights a week? Would that person make it onto your ship?
Well, as a former BBC employee, I make it onto my ship. My first day job, I can have you know, it was BBC Radio South, and I was the Formula One commentator, age 20 for £10 a go. And never changed.
Brilliant.
And my Auntie Vera was a BBC journalist, award-winning for Radio 4, so it flows, the Auntie flows in the blood.
It's in the genes, isn't it, Mr. Frankl? Well, look, when people misbehave, do you throw them overboard? Have you had some rowdy characters?
We do have a little plank on the bow, and if you're very, very naughty, we can arrange for you to go into the water in Monaco. Of course, in Monaco, you'd get rescued immediately with 5-star service, but you would get wet. and your hair might not look quite so fabulous when you came out of the water. But by and large, our guests are pre-screened and they're pretty well behaved, and they like to be in this environment.
I'm not going to get on that boat. I can see that now if there's a pre-screening. You're featured tonight on Channel 4's How'd You Get So Rich? What was it like letting the cameras in? Was there some trepidation on your part, maybe?
There was. It's not my favourite title of a show because, first of all, I'm not very rich, but again, it depends upon your definition. I mean, it's down to a lot of blood, sweat and tears and hard work, and that's really, how these little businesses are built, and it's very much a family business. Having the cameras follow you and being all mic'd up and what have you is a bit disconcerting, but I haven't seen the show, so I'm actually on my way to a pub now, and I'm talking to you from the back of a taxi because I didn't quite make it to the pub because of the Chelsea game and the traffic jam. But I can tell you that I'm told it comes across quite well. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, or I guess I'll have a lot of egg in my face and I'll be the butt of many jokes from my friends.
Oh, bless you. Now, we've talked about celebrity and royalty on your boat, but it's not just quaffing champagne, isn't it? There is a good cause behind some of this, isn't there, Nicholas?
Well, all of them actually are charity-supported events, and we're very, very proud to have worked with some wonderful, wonderful causes over the year, and we do donate our Monaco Grand Prix experiences to a charity so that they can raise money for their fundraising events. And we've raised over the years probably, literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds for a great variety of many great, anything from the brain tumor research campaign to AMFAR to Make-A-Wish, Prince Albert II Foundation, Operation Healing Forces, which is for Special Operations Forces who have been injured now on the front lines. And we like to give back. We like to bring those members of the charities on board as well, who have come through incredible hardships. And for many people, getting on a super yacht is a pretty special experience. I've been doing it for 20 years. It's still special for me. So we do love to give back, and we do love to raise money for charities, and also to communicate the awareness and raise the visibility of these very, very valuable causes.
Nicholas, it's been great to talk to you tonight. Thank you so much for taking time out. Enjoy the ride, your taxi ride. I hope you get there in time.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Bless you. Nicholas Frankl, founder of My Yacht Group. You can catch him on Channel 4 tonight at 10 o'clock. After this show, by the way, you just hold your fire. How'd you get so rich? It's the BBC. It's Georgey Tonight. It's 10 to 8. Georgey Tonight.